Hello my dear students and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we will be discussing about the topic human circulatory system, which is a very important topic from the chapter Life Sciences class 10. So without wasting any more time, let us start the video. And one more request, if you are new to this channel, please subscribe my channel for more such videos. So now let us start the video. So the topic for today's video is human circulatory system or transportation as described in the chapter life process. As transportation is an essential or vital process in the living system. Now what is transportation? Transportation means the movement of essential substances like oxygen, food, hormones, or any raw material or even waste products inside the body. Now, this circulatory system consists of mainly three components: blood, the blood vessels, and the heart. We will discuss each of these components in detail. First of all, blood. Now, blood is a fluid connective tissue present in our body. The blood is mainly composed of two components, the one which is a cellular component and the other which is the plasma. The cellular component consists of three types of cells. The first, erythrocytes, or which we say RBCs, that is red blood cells. The second, lymphocytes, or which we say WBCs or white blood cells, and the third which are platelets. The erythrocytes or the RBCs, as the name indicates, they are red in color. That is why their name is red blood cells. This red color is caused due to the presence of hemoglobin. Hemoglobin is the oxygen carrier in our body. This hemoglobin contains iron, which gives red color to the blood. The lymphocytes are known as white blood cells, but these are not actually white. These are colorless. These WBCs, they help in immunity of our body, whereas the platelets prevents the clotting of blood. Now the plasma component of the blood contains suspended proteins like albumin, globulin, etc. Now we will talk about the blood vessels. Blood vessels, or we can say the tubes in which the blood flows inside our body. These are mainly of three types: arteries, veins, and capillaries. First of all, we will discuss the difference between arteries and veins. The arteries carry oxygenated blood except the pulmonary artery. Means all the arteries carry oxygenated blood inside them, but the exception is pulmonary artery, whereas the veins carry the deoxygenated blood except the pulmonary vein. The second difference is that the arteries carry blood away from the heart, whereas the veins carry blood to the heart. Means those vessels which carry blood away from the heart to the body, they are known as arteries, whereas the blood vessels which brings blood to the heart are known as veins. The third difference is that the arteries have thick walls, means the walls of these arteries are very thick. Why? Because they carry blood away from the heart, and as you know that heart pumps the blood. So the blood flows with high pressure inside the arteries, and therefore arteries have thick walls, whereas the veins have thin walls as they bring blood from the body to the heart, and therefore the blood flows in low pressure inside the veins. The next difference between the arteries and the veins is that arteries do not have valves, whereas the veins have walls, because as we already know that the veins bring blood from the body to the heart, and therefore they must have walls to prevent the backflow of the blood. Another major difference between the arteries and the veins is that the arteries are deeply seated inside the body, whereas the veins are superficially present in our body, which means that when we see our hand or our leg, the blood vessels which are visible from the outside, they are the veins, whereas the arteries are present deep inside our body. Next comes the capillaries, which are the smallest vessels as they connect with the cells. As the materials which are transported in the blood has to reach each and every cell of the body, therefore the walls of the capillaries are one cell thick, so that the exchange of material between the blood and the cells takes place easily. Now we will discuss about the human heart. Human heart actually acts like a pump. It pumps the blood into the vessels, and with the help of this only the blood flows inside our body. Our human heart is made up of cardiac muscle, and therefore we can say that it is a muscular organ. The shape of the human heart is like a fist. Fist means when we press our hand in the form of a punch, then that shape is known as fist. So the human heart is fist shaped. It has two parts, the left part and the right part. The left part of our heart deals with the oxygenated blood, whereas the right part of our heart deals with the deoxygenated blood. Means the left part of the heart has the oxygenated blood, whereas the right part of the heart has deoxygenated blood. Deoxygenated blood means the blood in which the concentration of oxygen is less and the concentration of carbon dioxide is more. Also, our human heart has four chambers. These four chambers are the atrium or the auricles and the ventricles, and we have each auricle and ventricle in the left and right part respectively. Means the left part of the heart has left auricle or left atrium and left ventricle, whereas the right part of the heart has right auricle and right ventricle. The atrium functions is to receive the blood, whereas the ventricle's function is to pump the blood. As the function of the ventricles is to pump the blood, therefore, the walls of the ventricles are thicker than that of the atrium because pumping the blood will require more energy and therefore the ventricles have thicker walls than the atrium. Now, in humans, double circulation occurs. So, let us quickly understand what is double circulation. So, first of all, we will draw the heart. This is a very simplified form of the diagram of the heart. And if you students draw this type of diagram in your board exam, then also no marks will be deducted and you will get full marks. So, what we have to do? We have to draw a shield like structure and divide it into two parts. And as you can see that I have darkened the inner portion of the shield which shows the thicker walls of the ventricles. So now this is the left auricle and this portion is the left ventricle. This is the right auricle and right ventricle. In between the left auricle and left ventricle is the bicuspid valve, and in between the right auricle and right ventricle is the tricuspid valve. Above the heart I have drawn the lungs and below the heart the body. Now from the lungs arises the pulmonary vein which brings the oxygenated blood to the left auricle. The oxygenated blood portion is drawn with the help of red color, whereas the deoxygenated blood vessel is drawn with the help of blue color to distinguish between the oxygenated and deoxygenated blood. So, as we have already seen when we were discussing the difference between the arteries and the veins, that all the arteries carry oxygenated blood except the pulmonary artery, whereas all the veins carry deoxygenated blood except the pulmonary vein. So, from the lungs, the pulmonary vein brings the oxygenated blood to the left auricle. From the left auricle, then the blood is passed to the left ventricle. Now, this left ventricle will pump this oxygenated blood through aorta to the whole body. When the oxygenated blood from the aorta reaches the body, it is utilized by the body in various metabolic functions, and the exchange of CO2, which is a waste product, will be done in the blood, and now the blood will contain less amount of oxygen and more amount of CO2, and this blood is now known as deoxygenated blood, which is carried by the vena cava to the right auricle of the heart. Right auricle receives this deoxygenated blood from the body and then pushes it into the right ventricle, and this right ventricle now pumps this deoxygenated blood through the pulmonary artery to the lungs for further purification. As the blood flows through this circulation twice inside the heart, therefore this is known as double circulation. The circulation between the lungs and the heart is known as pulmonary circulation, whereas the circulation between the heart and the body is known as systemic circulation. This was all about the circulatory system. Hope you all enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe my channel.